Do you have a headshot or personal branding session coming up? Have you tried some poses in the mirror? I'm sure you realize that figuring out what to do with your hands is a lot harder than you probably thought. Watch this video for my essential posing tips for hands. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Scott Lawrence, your Detroit-based headshot and portrait photographer. I photograph regular people, like you, not models. I've seen every awkward pose there is, so don't worry, you're in good hands. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified when new videos are released. I've got all sorts of videos on posing and how to prepare for your session. You name it, there's a video on there. So let's jump in. I believe that without a doubt, if your hands are going to be in your picture, figuring out what to do with them is probably one of the hardest things you're going to have to worry about. And if you're doing a personal branding type shoot, that's really anything beyond the tight LinkedIn headshot, your hands are more than likely going to be in a couple of the shots. The first idea is all about asymmetry. Your hand should be doing different things. If you put one hand in your pocket or on your hip, don't do the exact same thing with the other hand. This will scream awkward and will start to look like a passport or driver's license or a very stiff school picture. Asymmetry is also a good thing to keep in mind for general portrait posing. Too much symmetry, so if you're standing just like this, real stiff, it's gonna make you look stiff, awkward, and uncomfortable. I guarantee it. So relax, mix things up a little bit, and you'll look much better. But you really want to do that hand on the hips pose? Well, for women it actually can work pretty well, but there's a little trick. Try one hand on your hip and then one hand a little higher on your waist. That will break things up just enough and still give you a flattering look. Give it a shot. Next, give your hands something to do in your portrait session. You can place your hand gently on a coat button or shirt button, like you've just buttoned something. The trick is to not actually be buttoning them because that generally results in a real sharp or hard angle on your wrist, and that's not what we want. You can also pretend like you're fixing your cuff or kind of messing with your watch, something like this. It doesn't have to be much, it's just very subtle, but it just gives your hands something to do. If you're doing a personal branding shoot, bring your favorite coffee mug or even your iPhone. These are handy little functional props that your hands are going to know what to do with, and they can actually play a big part in your social media images, so it's not a bad idea. The last idea to keep in mind is to think about gentle angles at the joints. A gentle bend in your elbows or your wrists will help you appear more relaxed and comfortable. A gentle bend in your elbow can create a little space between your side and your arm, which is going to help you look slimmer. Along these same lines, you want to avoid having any fists showing in your picture. You're not picking a fight. And flat hands, so something like this where the back of your palm is facing the camera, is just going to take visual weight away from your face, which should be the center of attention in the photo. Also remember, there's nothing wrong with a hand in the pocket. Just watch out for a rogue thumb or kind of a stiff hand or stiff fingers. Think soft bends. That's really all you need to be worrying about. To recap, number one, mix it up. Think asymmetry. You don't want to be doing the same thing with each hand. Number two, give your hand something to do. You could play with a sleeve, play with a watch, play with a coat button or shirt button, or hold a cup of coffee or hold a phone. That'll give your hand something to do. And number three, think gentle angles in the wrists and elbows. No fists, and avoid the back of flat palms against the camera. It's that simple. I hope you found these tips helpful. Give them a try at your next session or even in front of the mirror for a few selfies. And let me know how it goes. Do you have any other posing questions? Drop them in the comments. Posing is really hard, so don't be shy. Thanks again for watching, and if you're in the Detroit area and want to schedule a session, you can grab one at scottlawrencephoto.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.